Hello there, everybody, and welcome to. And we're in the wrong places again. I need to swap with Gil. 'Cause Gil was the DM for a minute there. Hi there, folks, and welcome to
Get started.
Plot twist.
session 91 of the Tides of Chaos. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch. And with me today, we have got my lovely cast. We've got Ruthless Roll, we've got Big Gilly Styles, we've got Just Dan, and we've got Charlie 182.0. Now, we have a tentative, a little bit of housekeeping. We have a tentative start date for our new mini campaign. Welcome to the Academy. It is looking to start on the 19th of May, 11 p.m. CST. Your owls won't be arriving because the owls are the slowest flying birds in the animal kingdom. It makes no sense. But a wizard will be soon by to gift you with your invitation to the ceremony. You are all expected to attend. So yeah, that's looking to be a positive start. We've got all the players. I'm getting pictures from the players. The players are giving me all the stuff I need to get promotions out, and then I'll be revealing the players, hopefully, beginning of next week. So, be prepared, folks, because it's going to be a wild ride. A ride that specifically makes fun of J.K. Scowling. And I will be referring to her as that and only that from here on out until she does everybody a favour and gets the fuck away from, like, Earth.
What did you call her?
J.K. Scowling.
Huh.
No, every time you see her, she's got that weird smile, but her eyebrows are like this. It's like she judges.
I think that's just her face.
It's like she judges everything she walks past, which realistically she does. A lot of tough talk and a lot of judgment from somebody whose idea was, there's a forbidden forest, don't go in there. What? These children got detention? Send them in, motherfuckers. You know. But, you know, what can I say about that? I'm not, you know, a writer. But anyway, yeah. Oh, I just dropped face paint. That is all the housekeeping that I've got. So I'm going to pass over to my players with my favourite question every single D&D session that I run. Guys, can anybody remember what the fuck happened last session?
Ish.
What didn't happen last session?
That's true. Really, what didn't happen last session? But to be more specific...
I want Leonid's perspective.
To be more specific, what did happen last session?
Okay. Basically, Alice's mom killed herself and turned herself into a blood goddess, the Bloodsinger.
Mm-hmm.
As one does.
I was really disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, because you know what? False advertising. She never started singing. There was blood. As a bard, I was very disappointed with that. So, not singingly, she attacked us and we fought her, and she beat the crap out of Talus. She beat the crap out of Talus's dad. Everyone else is relatively fine. And then, maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. It remains to be seen. Someone decided to cast Prismatic Wall. Probably one of us. I don't remember who exactly.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. I mean, it's not as if
my spell list. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not as if I've built my whole. Anyway, after casting Prismatic Wall, Talus's dad yeeted Talus's not mom, just skin suit mom.
Ew.
I was gonna say.
Listen,
Skin suit mom, the alternative to other mom from Coraline.
You're like,
Listen, it might be gross. I might be out of line, but I'm right. Yeeted the mom through the wall. She passed about half of her saves. Unfortunately, one of the saves that she did not pass was the last one, which teleports her to an unknown plane of existence. So she just fucking disappeared. I mean, like, we were fighting her and then she was gone, and we're like, oh, I guess we got to go deal with that. Did we find out in character where she is?
I don't think so. Oh, wait,
You
did you scry her or something?
Talus spoke to Erebos, who searched, sifted through, told us where general location in the astral plane. I believe it was called to Uteron.
to Unarath, which is...
To Unarath.
And again, I rolled this randomly. I looked up a list of places in the Astral Sea, rolled for it, got this one called to Unarath. I'd never heard of it before, but it's called the City of Death.
Oh.
And it's
Defense.
built out of the skeleton of a long-gone titan of some kind.
A long-gone deity. It was a genuine god.
Mm.
And
Uh,
it's inhabited mostly
inhabited by
Githyanki.
Githyanki.
Yeah, this is totally unplanned. It's not as if we're trying to ride off of Baldur's Gate.
I shit you not. It was complete. I didn't. How was I supposed to know you guys were going to send her to another dimension?
No.
Oh, I think you have this all planned out, Brent. I think every
I did some
step
lie.
ahead of
I
us.
did some lie to me bullshit and made you start fucking. You know,
Why else did you give us the Spelljammer chair?
Because I was setting up a plot line. And you
So
guys
you
well and truly blasted that
literally
plot
jump
line
on that.
out the window. But anyway. Anyway, yes, so they've decided they're going to take the Spelljammer, they're going to attach it to the Plane Breaker and literally make it a Plane Breaker as they traverse the Astral Sea. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. But where did we leave off, guys? Where did we leave off?
A long rest, I believe. We decided that the next day we would take the chair. It requires attunement though, so Silas is adding that to his slot. And we're long resting, we're gonna get all of our HP and spell slots back, and then we're just gonna go through this again. Hopefully better this time. We'll see. Part 2.
Who knows? Who knows indeed. But yes, we are going to be picking up just after a long rest. So everybody's got all their hit points, all their spell slots, all of everything back.
Sorry, Brent. Go ahead.
No. You go. If you're going to ask a question, you go.
Oh, I was just curious. How would you like me to keep track of the amount of hours that I've read the book for? I know 80 is the number I'm aiming for, and you can use some of time during a short rest or a long rest to do a non-strenuous activity.
So you must have a minimum of 6 hours uninterrupted sleep.
Okay.
For it to be a long rest. Generally, people say 8 hours, but that's 2 hours of mucking about before you actually go to sleep.
An hour before, an hour after.
Yeah, something along those lines. So really, you could use the 2 hours beforehand to every long rest to just be clocking up 2 hours.
Okay.
Honestly, I would just keep note of it any way that you want to do it.
Okay.
Okay. So, a new day, as you guys are sailing along the western coast of the continent of Valorna. The western wastes is completely visible to your right hand side as you sail along. Poataru Rock is close. It's within maybe a day or two of sailing at this point.
Ooh.
So, I put it to the party. Obviously, the plan is to be taking this Spelljammer, bonding it to the ship, bonding it through Silas to the ship, and then taking that up into the sky and up into, as it's been so lovingly referred to, Sky Plus. Is there anything you guys would like to do before that?
Did Faulkner decide if he's gonna join for Sky Plus?
Did you actually ask him?
I said, hey, if you wanna come to the Astral Seas.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to roll for it. I'm going to roll a completely random roll once I find my dice box. Where's my dice box?
We did get our long rest, though, right?
You do have your long rest, yes. There's my dice box. I found my dice box. Woo! Right, let's move that tablet there. You're not needed. Let's move that notebook there because you're not the right notebook. Okay, let's take this dice. We're going to go on this dice here 1 to 10. Faulkner's busy. 11 to 20. Faulkner is like, fuck responsibility, I'm going to sail in space. And true to form, motherfuckers, we got us an 18.
Fuck
Oh,
responsibility!
It was Talus that sent the sending, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. In the morning as you wake up, you will receive a sending. This is not through the stones because they're connected to the ship's captains. This is like a personal sending. As it says, "Hello, love. Is this thing on? I don't know if this is working. Either way, I'll be there in like an hour.
Oh, that's right. I can respond.
See you. Love," and then that's 25 words. You can choose to believe if you want that he's saying "see you, love," but it's very obvious he could not count how many words they had.
Yeah.
there's such a good mix. But yeah, Faulkner is in if you guys are willing to have him.
Oh yeah, let's go to the Astral Seas.
I don't know if have I kept his stat block up to date? I don't think I have. I have. We're all good. I don't need to rush. Awesome. Right. Like Faulkner says, he'll be there within the hour. So, as we've done the communication to Talus, we'll start with Talus. Talus, is there anything what you want to do as you wake up out of your long rest?
There's a whole lot that's just happened to her, so honestly, I think she's just gonna sit with her feels for a while.
That's completely fair. Absolutely fair. So, Talus, you're just remaining with your feelings. You're not leaving your room. You're just, I'm here, and this is what I am.
Just chilling.
Okay. Move on to Jacek. What about yourself?
I mean, Jacek would be kind of overseeing this chair being installed behind the helm with Silas. I don't have anything that I need to do, I guess. No, they'll be fine. Jacek would want to try to kind of talk to Silas to see how's the spell jamming chair going.
Okay. Silas, could you make me an Arcana check, please?
Certainly can.
Fantastic. I'm glad that you can. It would be really problematic if you couldn't, if I'm 100% honest.
I really do understand that.
I'm so glad.
We are starting out strong today. 25.
25. Okay, fantastic. On a 25. The installation is going well. But it's very evident that this chair was not designed to be attached to this type of ship.
Mhm.
So it's taking a little bit longer to install the chair itself into the ship.
Yeah. In the actual description for a spelljamming helm, it says the sensation of being attuned to a spelljamming helm is akin to the pins and needles effect one experiences after one's arm or leg falls asleep, but not as painful. Just on your entire body. And so, to be perfectly honest, I feel weird. I feel weird. I think it's working. This is not the correct kind of ship for this. There are probably, like, special Sky Plus ships for Sky Plus. And we are very much putting an advanced piece of technology on wood. But you know, I'm a druid. I can make stuff like that work, right?
Of course. Absolutely.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. Oh, this is all a little ridiculous, isn't it?
To be honest, I'm both excited and nervous. I know the plan was to take care of Talus's mother and then go take care of Voltog. Are you okay that we're going to be leaving Atuma?
Oh, man. Well, I've spent about a decade of my life now running away from Voltog. It's been like a couple more days. That's... Frankly, he'd like to pretend he has more right to my time than he does. I'll get to him when I get to him. Druid has other priorities right now, like saving the world so his ass can continue to be a scumbag.
That's fair. I mean, we did stop the apocalypse. We just don't know if it can be continued.
I think we actually just moved the apocalypse.
The apocalypse is still
potato,
on. We've just
tomato.
We've just relocated.
Exactly.
The
I
venue.
do. I have a lot going through my head about facing Voltog, about what that means, about all of that.
Are you
And-
ready for that?
Is anyone ever ready? That's... I want to entertain all of these thoughts and talk all of these things out. I'd like to sit down as a party to do that at some point, but I have to keep my head in the game right now. Keep it focused on our next immediate task. Let's go kick the Bloodsinger's ass. And then I can worry about this whole thing.
Let's do it then. And you're sure this is gonna work? This isn't gonna like just rip apart the ship and destroy everything.
I'm not Faye anymore, so do you want me to be honest or supportive?
Supportive.
It's gonna be fine.
Great. Jason's gonna turn around and like triumphantly stand at like the helm, like, I'm a captain, I can do this.
Has anybody checked on Talus?
You're doing the rock thing from Jumanji where he stands and looks
Yeah,
pensive like this as
exactly,
well, going,
exactly.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Don't cry. Exactly.
Actually, no. You go talk to Talus.
Me. You're normally the one that talks to Talus.
I am, which is why I think it should be you.
I was gonna go talk to them.
Shh. She's
Everybody wants
Everyone
to
can
talk
go
to me.
Talus.
incredibly important to us, and has just been through something dramatic. And while I would love to go support her, I think somebody else coming instead might uplift her. It's a show of other people caring. Especially since you two have your little squabbles regularly.
Fair enough.
Go be
J6
supportive.
Yeah, J6's gonna, oversee, again, this spell jamming chair for a little bit, and then head over to Talus's room.
Okay. As you're making your way to Talus's room, we'll go around Silas and Leonid, and then we'll come back to you and Talus. Alright?
Yeah.
Silas, anything that you would like to do?
Genuinely, his attention will be focused in on the installation of this chair. He will be, overseeing every aspect of it, trying to decipher every rune on this chair's, wood, figure out all that he can and soak it in.
Okay, in that case, make me, if you would please, a Arcana check. Let's just go with a straight up Arcana.
That is pretty good. That is going to be 27.
27. As you're looking at this chair, try to discern anything you can about this. It's in a language that you find incredibly difficult to decipher. There's lots of strange, jagged pieces of metal around it, and it almost seems to have like a hood over it, like a lid over it, made of a weird metal that is like mostly grey, like standard metal, but there's like a tinge of a pale purple to it. And as it's installing, the runes that are carved on it in this weird siglyphic tongue pulse this deep purple. And literally in your mind, not audibly, in your mind you can hear like a noise.
Yeah, just kind of a whispering, a sort of howling.
Like a tremoring. I don't know if you can hear it very well through this mic. It's like you know the noise that you usually hear when UFOs hover?
Okay,
That
yeah.
There's that.
That came through. That was
That came
awesome.
through,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was good.
Beautiful.
That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
weird. I can whistle and hum at the same time. It took me a while to learn how to do that. It sounds fucking weird.
I could kind of hear it.
I just heard the humming.
I'll make
but-
a video of it and send it to you guys, because whistling and humming is a fucking, for any DMs out there, learn how to whistle and hum. That's a weird as fuck sound effect. But yes, you've got that kind of thrumming, pulsating murmur constantly in the back of your mind. It's not painful, it's not even annoying, it's just like, you know that sensation that's just there? And it's just prominent enough that you're aware of its presence. It's like that. Okay.
Yep. So with Eyes of the Runekeeper, am I able to discern, like, is this deep speech? Is this Githyanki? Is it...
I mean, above table, you can above table, yeah, you're very correct. It's deep speech. But I don't think you've ever encountered deep speech before. So I don't think... Does Eyes of the Runekeeper tell you the language?
It doesn't. We have encountered
You have
deep
encountered deep
once.
speech. The writings on the wall on that island where you
Yes, where we
met
found
those
the mind flyer. The
yeah,
mind flayers.
the elephants who were like, we don't know what the fuck we are. Yeah. So in that case, yes, this is. So in that case, I will amend a statement I made. You have seen this before. Whatever those squid people were that you dealt with and you saved from that curse that came down on them, you reckon you're dealing with. This chair was maybe designed by whatever race made them, or whatever race brought them to the way they are.
We had a friend. We
Lovecraft.
had a friend in the locker. Lovecraft. This is a Lovecraft chair. Okay. Yeah. So Silas just takes it all in. He feels almost a little reassured by the nature of, like, the origin of this chair, because it's potent, powerful science and magic. Like, even if I don't understand exactly what it is, I understand that it's made by something highly advanced.
You're very aware of that. This is beyond any technology that you've seen on Atuman. And as much as you guys have never been in the Dwarven capital, you've seen Dwarven tech. You've seen High Elven tech. This is beyond High Elves. This is next level.
Is there, this is just an idle curiosity thing. Silas will pull out the orrery. Are there any similarities between the orrery of the Wanderer and this chair?
It's funny you ask that. Make me an investigation check.
That is, ooh. That is a 19 plus investigation, 4, 23.
On a 23, as you take it out, and you no, as you take out the orrery and you observe it, in like the top of this kind of like hood part of this chair, it ends in like an orb. Okay? And the orb seems to have similar, not carvings and stuff like that, but a similar shape of motion. Like, you know, like when you unfold the orrery, you twist and it all comes apart.
Right.
This seems to operate much in the same way. And with that investigation, as you can see, it's not secured onto that. It can be removed from the top of the chair.
Can I take it out?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
Make me an athletics check with advantage.
Oh my god, that was in that one. Okay.
For a total of?
Well, no, so the nat one on the first one, but with the second, that's actually... Oh, wow. Okay, that's a 30 on the second one.
A 30 on the second one. Okay, so you reach
Wow.
up, you take a hold
Yeah. Thank
of
God.
this, and it comes away oddly easily. You reach up, your fingers touch it, and that tremor in your mind almost reaches a whistle, like a and it comes into your hand absolutely fine. And now as you look at them both side by side, the only difference is this orb that you have in your hand appears to be made of the same metal as the chair.
I'm gonna be stupid and put the Orrery of the Wanderer back in instead of the orb.
Okay. So you place the Orrery of the Wanderer back into that holder.
That is the most Oonga Boonga thing that I would absolutely do as well.
I'm just... I'm a monkey with circles and holes. I'm just putting stuff where it goes.
There is no...
That's right. The triangles block goes in the square hole.
I did that to Astrid recently, and you should have seen her fucking face. She was like,
Oh yeah.
Wrong!
there was no visible reaction to it.
It was worth a shot. I'll swap them out for the
You swapped them out.
for the orb. When I put the orb back in, I assume the thrumming noise begins again, and
It just
everything
goes
begins
back
functioning.
to it goes back to the state that it was. Just present in the back of your mind at all times. But as you put it back in, there's a humming noise that audibly comes from the chair now, and you gain a sensation, that sensation of those pins and needles flooding your whole body, as you are now conscious of the fact that chair has now bonded to this ship, and that you have now bonded to that chair.
I'm gonna wait here.
You're gonna wait
Silas
there?
isn't gonna do anything. He's gonna wait for the rest of the crew now.
Okay, we go to Leonid. Leonid, after a long rest, a new day dawns. Anything that you would like to do?
Yes. So after his morning routine, which takes some time, you will
How do
go
you have
check
time
on...
to read if you're doing your morning routine?
Guess what? I'm talented, okay? I can wash my face and at the same time.
Roll for multitask.
But no, Landon will probably go to check on Talus. After his morning routine, it'll probably be maybe just a hair before Jason, given that they had a little chat. Or Jason was talking to Silas, so I might get there a little before him, but not by much. But like, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big thing. Probably did, don't just want to assume she's okay.
Everybody's just like tiptoeing around like she's a fucking time bomb.
I mean,
You
you
are.
did just kill your mom and dad within like minutes of, or I mean, like a few
A
weeks.
few days of each other, yeah, it's fine.
Concerning.
And then I found a new dad.
Yeah, and then you had a new demon dad who seemed like pretty supportive. Yeah,
He just
probably
doesn't know how to speak to your friends. He thinks your friends are your underlings.
It's fine. It sounds like my dad.
You are the seventh heir of the Infernal Throne. Why are you calling them friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can, yeah.
So I would say if you are doing this at the same time, Jacek does stop off and observe the Spelljammer chair being attached. So I'd say probably about half an hour, including the conversation with Silas that you've got before Jacek shows up. So
Yeah.
Leonid, you approach the door, you knocking, you marching in. What's the script?
Very, very like you can probably even tell by the knock. Like it's a very tentative knock. It's like I'm here, but
Yes, and like when you come in, Talus is just kind of like laid back on her bed, like hands behind her head, kind of thing, just staring at the ceiling.
Fairness is at the foot of the bed, and like both his heads look up at you.
hey, girl, how you doing?
One head on Leonid, one head looking at Talus as if like, can we eat this one?
You seem scared. Why are you...
No, not. I'm going to be honest, okay? He's gonna like walk in and just kind of sit on the edge of the bed. You know, like being a bard is all about like knowing what to say in the right time.
I'm barely a bard, but sure.
It counts, you know. I have no idea how to say. I mean, you just killed your dad, and then your mom tried to kill you. Kind of did kill you, and then she killed herself, and then she turned into a demon. Oh, and then your real dad was there, and again, aside from the fact that he was surprisingly jacked, I couldn't tell what he was saying the whole time. That's a lot, and I have absolutely no idea how to like support you through that. So I'm just going to sit here. If you need to talk, great. If you need space, you can tell me to get the hell out, preferably without sticking your dog on me. I'm sorry, I can't offer more than that. But here for support, I suppose.
I would have thought we're kind of past the point where you think that I would stick fairness on you. I mean, to be fair, well, not to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. There was like this whole miscommunication where my birth father, the demon, is a devil. Devil, right? I'm devil, not demon. Yeah. The devil.
Devil is, hey, we're gonna make deals and we're gonna give you all the things you want and fuck you over. Demon is, blah, 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 I will eat your heart. There's a large difference.
About right.
There was a large difference.
I just want to clarify. Did you say I'll eat your heart?
I'll eat your heart. So,
okay, I just want to be sure I heard that.
Demons don't really have a hierarchy. They just have a bunch of us got together and want to kill shit. Let's do it. Whereas devils are very, we're evil as fuck, but we have rules and we follow
lawful
rules to the letter.
as opposed to
They're
chaotic
lawful evil.
Yeah.
Demons are chaotic evil, and there's a weird race of fiends in the middle called the Yugoloths, and they're like neutral evil. They're just like, we're just kind of here, and we might kill people if they come by us. Maybe.
Sounds pretty.
I love how Yugoloths are basically the Hufflepuff of fiends. You've got devils, demons, and the rest. Yeah, go ahead, Talis.
Like there was this whole misunderstanding that because like I'm the seventh heir of Asmodeus, that I'm above all of you, and that clearly you are my servants or like chained me by a contract or something. That he could not understand the fact that like I actually care about you as people.
Oh, you're telling me you don't see us all as servants?
Only Jacek.
Yes, that's fair.
Wow!
Only the one I'm contractually obligated to obey.
I do care about him, but he can never know that.
Mm-hmm.
Secret is safe with me. Of course, I'm no snitch.
Snitchies get stitchies.
Okay. Well, that's a lot. How are you feeling?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, if you're at a loss for words, Leonid, imagine how I am right now, who doesn't always have a lot of words. I just like my problems to be done and solved with, and this isn't something that's just. I mean, technically, I solved the problem with my parents by killing them, but I can't really solve the whole issue of my father was never actually my father. My mother hated him. To be fair, I don't really remember my childhood, so at least there's nothing to be spoiled. And then, finding out that I could basically rule a layer of hell is a bit much. And then there's this, and she like holds up the book with all the blood magic stuff. She's like, this decision that I have to make, if this is something I want to pursue.
I'm sorry, nerddom? I'm confused. What are you pursuing?
It's essentially, so it talks about the Bloodsinger, but it focuses more on the magic, the type of magic that blood magic, essentially.
I mean, little gross for me, but hey, if it's up your alley and it's not gonna make you go crazy or start like murdering everybody, I don't see why not. I mean, disconnect your heritage. It seems a little weird saying that when someone's like a devil. Like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be like actively supporting you in pursuing that or not. Like, I don't know how that works. I mean, typically I'd say yes, like explore your heritage. When that means like the hells, I'm not sure. Is that a little racist of me? Maybe. I'm honestly not. Again, very at a loss for words. This is completely beyond me, and I don't know how to navigate it. But I will certainly try.
There's a level of sanity to all of it. Well, yes, like a lot of the devils are terrible, but they follow their code very strictly. Like they might twist their words, almost like Fae, a bit, but I don't know. It's interesting. But I've never had to think about it until now.
I mean, it's valid. I suppose pursue what you want. I mean, if that's something that you want to do, I good, evil. I mean, it's semantics sometimes. It's a lot more complicated than just like, oh, these are the good guys and these are the bad guys, So I trust you'll make the right decision as long as you're making it for yourself and not what you feel like you're tied into because of bloodline or whatever. Because that's rubbish, obviously. But like, hey, if you want to go all like ruler, I mean, we'll support you. I'll have a little bit of trouble visiting you because, like I'll evaporate, or I might. I'm honestly not sure how much of water I am. I think typically it's 70%, but I think I'm pushing 80 or 90%. But I'm sure I can find something. I mean, like, we'll support you whatever you do, assuming it's at least like 10% sane. Like, that's the goal,
Only 10%.
I mean, we're like at 20 at max most of the time, so as long as it's just like a little bit grounded to reality, it's fine.
Fair enough. I'm not going to say I'm fine, but
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you
it's
if you did.
okay.
Okay, so Do you need space? I mean, like, I have book, I can just sit in here and read, or if that would bother you, I can, like, leave you alone. It's up to you.
You can stay. It's fine.
Okay. Because this is actually really interesting, so I'm just going to read in the corner and pretend that your dog isn't looking at me like I'm its next meal, eh?
Mm.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang out and read.
Okay.
Oh, also, if you need to start crying, that's totally normal, or so I'm told.
I'm not going to be crying. I will be doing exactly what you're doing right now, and she's gonna open up the book and start reading again.
This is definitely a little bit ironic, yes. Like, I'm reading book on glorious deeds, and you're reading book on, like, blood magic. I mean, like, this is complete opposites. Kind of a good vibes, yes?
Yes.
So Talus, you're going to sit and you're going to read.
I'm gonna read.
Okay, bear with me just a little moment. I'm going to check something here, okay? Because apparently something is here, and I don't remember at all doing this. So, no, it's not. It's just that I can somehow look at it and read it. I just can't put any of it into character creation. So that's fine. What I'm going to do is, bear with me a moment. So I've sent you an image of the Grim Hollow blood magic stuff, and I'm about to send you an image of the Tal'Darai blood magic stuff. You've got 80 hours of reading before all the effects of this book come into play.
Okay.
So what we can say is, look over them as we do everybody else's stuff, as we do the preliminary stuff we're setting up, and you can make your choice if you still want to go down the lines of reading into becoming a wizard and studying blood magic. I believe you had said that you were looking at, if you were going to do it, you were going to give up your bardic levels and maintain your sorcery.
There's the potential she might give up some sorcery, but I would have to play around with it in D&D Beyond to kind of see. But for sure, giving up Bard.
Okay, so the only issue is the Grim Hollow stuff. Grim Hollow stuff is being added to D&D Beyond, but we don't have the subclass stuff on there yet. So it would just be a case of keeping note, or like if you're playing, having the wizard stuff next to you. You can take levels in wizard without taking a subclass, so it would still clock up all of your active stuff. You would just have to look at, the image of the blood.
Yeah, to pick spells and stuff like that.
So I'll get them sent over to you. I'm going to get an image sent over to you of the Tal'Darai blood magic stuff just now. And then I'm going to try and set up a Google Doc that'll have the PDFs, because I bought the PDF versions of all the Grim Hollow books. So this way you'll be able to look at all the Sangromancy spells as well.
Okay.
They are also listed just as wizard spells, and if you don't use Sangromancy, it also gives you an alternate school of magic. So like, there's one that's like Theft of Vitae, where you just steal somebody's blood and heal yourself. And it says if you're not using Sangromancy, this is a necromancy spell. Okay? So I'll get them sent over to you with that, but much like Leonid before he gets all the effects of the Book of Exalted Deeds, you got 80 hours of reading ahead of you. Good luck. So, Leonid, Talus, is there any more of that conversation you guys wish to have before I went into that wee explanation there? Okay. Jacek, I would say now is a time where you could arrive into that if you'd like to.
So then, Jacek's gonna come in and, or not come in, knock on the door. Say, Talus?
Yes?
Open up the door. See Leonid just like sitting in here reading. See Talus reading. I was just coming in to check on you.
We started book club. You like to join?
I think my fiance has a chair that, handy, needing to really put it to the ship. But I will rain check that. Turning to kind of Talus, see Leonid in here, just gonna say, I wanted to say that with everything that has happened, you have been a very valuable member of this crew. And if you need anything, I am here for you, and we are here for you.
Talis is gonna just kind of stare at Jasek and kind of raise her eyebrow. Silas sent you, didn't he? And I'm gonna insight check whatever response you give.
I figured he should come. You guys have a closer bond, but he is busy. Whether he wanted me to come or not doesn't change the fact that what I said is true.
Being friendly with each other.
I will leave you to your
No.
books. We should be departing sometime tomorrow. Make yourselves ready. If you need anything, let us know. J6's gonna wait like just a brief moment if there's anything further, otherwise he's gonna leave the room.
Talis is just gonna kind of thank you, Captain, and go back to her book. As he leaves, though, she's gonna like take her book and kind of go like this. He's really making this whole frenemies thing very difficult.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm, like, very close to just saying what you told me earlier, but, you know, against the snitches and stitches.
You keep your whole mouth shut, Leonid.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
I'll tell you, she's a nice lady.
I'm almost finished. I know people can probably hear the sound of me screenshotting all of these book pages, but I'm not sending an entire book because Google Drive is being a dick. So, yeah, that's me got them all. So I'm sending over all the Grim Hollow spells to you, Talis, just now. Okay? Be prepared. They're all coming all
Okay.
at once. Oh no, I need to do them this way to that way. Okay. Jasek, after that, do you leave the room or are you remaining in here?
Yeah, without any follow up from Talis, Jasek would leave the room, head back up, and go up to Silas. All right, we're all good. She's doing okay. She's reading books with Leonid. So whatever you need, I am ready.
Would you like to have your mind blown just a little bit?
We'll save that for later.
Gil, you didn't say anything, but I heard it.
Figuratively correct.
Or make it literal, but yes, figurative.
Maybe. What's going on?
Silas is going to sit in the Spelljammer helm and fly the ship up into the air
Okay.
above the surface of the ocean.
So you sit in the chair, and as you sit into it, and you actually connect to it, not just like you're already attuned to it, like you sit in and you're like...
No, like sit and concentrate,
Yeah.
connect.
This, Jasek, you see it. It's like it's like a combination of flesh and machine descends. And it puts this almost cerebral-like helmet onto Silas's head. And Silas, these fleshy tendril-like things come up and come onto the back of your hand. You know the things that in the beginning of Baldur's Gate they connect them together, then pluck? Just picture
Yep.
the unconnected parts, they go into the back of your hand and they connect it. And as you sit there and your eyes go wide and you watch, Jessica, as the sclera of Silas's eyes go like cosmic colorscape. Like that
Ooh.
that deep purple with the flashes of blue and pink and orange and the dusting of silver of stars. And you watch as the ship, you feel it, and the crew all starts to panic all over the ship. Leonid, Talus. In fact, I would say Talus, you'd probably get an early warning to this because fairness. Fairness is both his heads perk up and he's like, what the fuck? So what the actual, and then you guys feel it, the tremor. And then you feel that, like the feeling of an airplane taking off. But you don't have the sensation of moving forward with it. You just have the sensation that your centre of balance gets left like 10 feet below you for a brief second. As the ship rises. Now you can only move 35 feet per 6 seconds, unless you're in wild space. At which point, in a completely realistic manner, you can move 100 million miles in 24 hours.
Yes. We can jump hyperspace speed. Yeah. It's incredible.
You can hit the warp drive.
Exactly. But while like in the air, Silas will just kind of start steering the ship around, like up in the sky, not doing anything stupid, but like just, showing off the mobility in the air.
How high do you come up off the surface?
I really don't want to leave the surface of the water by more than 20 feet, but enough for people to know that we're elevated.
Okay.
Like, this is not on the surface of the ocean.
So you start to do almost like half barrel rolls where you tilt the ship. But the thing is that as you tilt the ship, because you have the spell Jar of Helm connected, the ship, the moment that is activated, has an artificial gravity. So Jacek, as this rotates, you don't suddenly start falling off the side. Nobody does.
Oh.
And then you start rotating it back and rotate again. You could rotate this thing completely upside down, Jacek. You would feel as if you are walking on a ceiling.
Like looking over to Silas to kind of see if he's got any recollection of what is happening out here. Like, does he seem aware?
Silas, you are completely aware, but not only are you completely aware, because you're tuned into this seat, you are aware of everything going on aboard the ship. You can see in the kitchens where the scullery lads are, like, they're peeling like vegetables, and every now and again when the chef isn't looking, they're sneaking a bite of an apple and sticking it away. You can see Talus and Leonid reading books, and Fairness running around in circles and making a slight little charred circle on the floor of the ship. You can see the crew panicking. You can see the crow's nest. You can see the back rudder. You can see the barnacles on the bottom of the ship. You are aware and omnipresent to it all.
This is by far one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced.
Are you okay?
As he speaks, he sounds like 3 people speaking at once. Sounds like Silas, then Silas like an octave higher, and then Silas like an octave lower.
I'm gonna say into Talus and Talus and Leonid's room, "Would the 2 of you please come up here?"
You both do hear it.
I'm sorry, did the ship
Yeah.
talk to us, and why was it in Silas's voice?
I mean, yeah, I'd go up there.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Book time's over. Book club's over.
You guys make your way upstairs. Talus, I'll give you the benefit here on that, and I'll give the same to you as well, Leonid. You can both mark off 1 hour of reading on those books.
Okay.
Okay. You guys make your way up, and you guys again can see that the ship is currently horizontal, and you are not falling off the ship. You're also able to see everything I described with Silas sitting in the chair.
That looks slightly
It's fine. It's fine. Well, we have this working, if you can't tell. I don't know what it can't do at this point, actually, but I know a whole lot of things it can do.
What are the things you can do?
Well, I can take us entirely upside down. We keep our center of gravity. We can go in the air, underwater, and into the astral seas. Once in the astral seas, in wild space, we are able to go at speeds that I struggle comprehending at the moment. Also, I can see the entire ship and speak to any part of it, as if I were in that room. I can see the entire ship. Oh, it's so weird. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys whenever we're ready to leave. We can get there quick.
Well, I figured we'd leave tomorrow. Well, no, we actually just rested. Never mind, we just
were
rested.
coming
Sorry.
off of a long rest.
Yeah, no, that's my bad. I was thinking we still needed to long rest. Do you know where you need to take us?
I do.
Jason's gonna look over to Talus. Are you ready to finish this?
Let's go.
Jason's gonna gesture to Talus, look over to Silas, and nod. He's gonna kind of like turn to the normally where he would go to shout for the crew, all hands on deck, and then he's gonna kind of look at himself and or not look at himself, just shake his head and go, Silas, will you alert the crew?
All crew to the main deck, please.
And then Jasek's going to look around, find I'm assuming there's got to be another seat somewhere, not the seat. And it's gonna sit down and just Star Trek Picard in this seat, and just gonna say, "Take us away, number 2."
Oh, that was number 2.
Technically, yes. But you tell the helmsman to take us away.
Yes, nice save. I know I'm 2.5. I've accepted it.
I am literally the ship. You don't have to tell me anything. And Silas will write. Silas will right the ship, and say to the crew, "Try not to panic. I know this is surprisingly weird and new, but I have sailed you through Kraken's lairs and Leviathan riddled waters, and all of you have made it home. Put your trust in me."
Make me a persuasion check.
That's about right for Silas's charisma. I don't have anything to that, do I? I do, actually. Okay. In which case, 16.
16. Okay. I'm going to give you that in a 16. They all, they're still fairly nervous. And they look around at each other and then they nod. But several of them do kind of loop themselves in. Tie themselves
Yeah,
off.
just tie some rope on. Yeah. I was wondering.
But
with that,
sorry, go ahead.
We need lifelines.
We need lifelines. We don't necessarily. The ship maintains its own center of gravity.
But that
You
can
say
be
that.
damaged. That can
I've
in fact be
seen-
damaged.
We're gonna need lifelines.
Well,
That Gil's thinking that Jasek hasn't
Sure.
thought of that yet.
yeah, so in which case, he will ascend up through the clouds, and just push the upper atmosphere with this ship.
Okay. Make your way up, and as it pushes and pushes and pushes, you go past the cloud barrier, and then it starts to tremor, and you watch as this expanse comes out from the ship, enveloping as an artificial air bubble starts to form. So around the ship, you have a 180-foot radius sphere all around, where gravity is in effect, artificial gravity, and you can breathe. Okay? That can be damaged. And then you guys watch as you break through the clouds, the blue sky around you starts to fade. And then eventually you guys break through, and you guys are staring at a floating cosmos around you. For the first time...
Wait a second. Did we just leave without Faulkner?
Oh, Faulkner's coming to the ship. Don't you guys worry about Faulkner. Faulkner will get it.
No, you say that. But it's just gonna be like, oh shit, we just left the driveway and we realized we left a child back at the house.
It's pretty accurate.
But not gonna think of it.
As you guys do breach out, there's the slight sound of a portal popping into existence, and a very confident sea elf that you guys recognize steps through and kind of waves like, "Alright there guys, nice to you." What the fuck? And he immediately grabs onto the nearest thing to him, which is...
Talus.
I was about to say Talus.
Actually, Nat 1, the closest thing he grabs onto is a random Furbolg who works on the crew. His eyes clenched closed, and he's like, "I don't want to die, I 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 don't want to die."
Please let go of Gwen. Silas says with like 3 voices.
Welcome to Sky Plus, Faulkner.
Plus.
Fuck!
The Astral Seas.
I thought you meant like a literal sea. Like there was water in the sky and we were gonna sail across. We are flying!
Yes.
Yeah. Sky Plus.
He turns back to the portal and the portal closes. And he's like... As it closes, you hear the faint sound of like what sounds like a rabbit laughing.
What is that sound, Bran?
What?
What is that sound? A rabbit laughing. Could you give us a demonstration?
Yeah, absolutely. As a person who owns 2 rabbits, I can give you an expert impression of what a rabbit laughing sounds like. It sounds like this. Because rabbits are fucking evil. You know the Percy Jackson books? I own first edition hardbacks of those. I don't anymore. Rabbits.
Oh,
no.
buddy.
Rabbits. Faulkner turns round with a look that is like, you know, he's a bit dejected. He's like, "Hi everyone."
Yeah. Silas will...
You didn't have to come.
Well,
You made this choice.
I was really excited. I thought that it was like a literal sea.
You know what? I didn't even know what it was. All I knew is that it was called the Astral Seas, and we call it Sky Plus.
Well, there has never been a question of who is the bravest one in this relationship, so there is no new information here.
I think it's more a question of bravery or stupidity for the both of us.
I'm sorry to tell you, but on that one we are evenly matched. He is going to walk over to you, Jacek, but he walks over in that very, like, people with shoes walking on ice.
Yep.
Gets to you and puts his hand out and he's like, "Captain Talavali."
J6, fine.
Captain Jacek.
Yes, Captain Jasek is fine.
Thank you for inviting me onto your ship that is floating in what is definitely not a sea. Whatever you need of me, I am here. If I don't fall overboard. What happens if I fall overboard?
Silas turns the ship upside down.
We're not actually going on a fight. This is fuck with Faulkner
No,
hour.
this is fucking
Yeah.
We'll get there. Hold on.
The ship rotates and so he rolled fairly high. So what I'm going to say is there is like an initial sense of panic, but he does clench his eyes shut and he's like, I'm not opening these until I'm inside. And he just flaps his arm out, which is very evidently him saying, Talus, take my fucking hand and take me inside where there is a roof.
Right, I'm gonna go deal with this, I suppose. And she'll take him to the captain's quarters.
Okay. As soon as he hears a door open, the door closes, he's like, okay, go do what you have to do. I'm gonna be in here, preferably under a table.
What are you going to do when we have to fight here?
I honestly imagined I would just do what I did on a normal ship.
Apparently not, but okay.
I'll get used to it, okay? Just at the moment, I'm very aware that this is not what I pictured.
You just let me know when you're ready, and she's gonna, like, very, just kind of eyeing him the whole time she's walking out.
Okay.
And then go back out to the deck and be like, so, that might not have been a good idea.
The ship will
Is
right
he
itself.
not okay?
He just needs to adjust.
He is a brilliant
He's an
companion,
idiot.
though. He's handy to have in a fight. I'm glad he's with us.
Did you really have to turn the ship upside down on him? I mean, it was funny, but...
Do you know the amount of times Faulkner fucked with me when I was Duke on his ship?
That's very fair.
This is
That's
just some
incredible.
good old-fashioned payback.
That's hella fair. Like, that... Yeah, that's fair.
You reap what you sow. I leveled up. So...
Silas is in his fuck around and find out phase.
I mean, I died. What worse can happen? So Silas is going to right the ship, and he's going to take them into this, like, hyperspace mode.
Okay.
Where just all of space is passing by in a blur next to you. In order to maintain movement, do I have to remain seated in this chair the entire time, or can I set a course and then stand up?
I'm just looking for that information just now. Spelljam and Helm, let's see.
Can you, like, move about?
Well attuned to it and sitting in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it does count as if you were concentrating on a spell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you do have to be sitting in the chair. But you can pass your attunement to another
Instantly.
spellcaster instantly just by touching them.
So I am going to get... Let's see, we actually have a few people here. Gwen, Orin, and Borin.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring them up to the helm. And I'm going to give them a quick run-through of what they need to know on how this works. And I'm going to give each of them just a second to practice under attunement with it.
Okay.
As we go just a little bit closer, a little bit at a time, so all of our helmsmen know how to handle this particular beast.
Okay, the best one at it, funnily enough, is Orin.
Nice.
He takes to it very quickly.
Nice. I'd give Faulkner a chance, but don't think he wants it. Nothing. He's still hiding away. Okay.
He's still hiding. He's gonna basically hide until you guys are done doing your initial discussions as you travel.
Cool. So realistically, this part is for show. I can get us there in an instant. I can open a gate and we can move the ship through to Unaroth. So you tell me when you're ready to arrive and face whatever it is we'll face there. I will get us there in a moment.
Do we have any idea what we're going into?
Would you like me to scry? I can give you
Can
a
you
little
still do that? With
visual. Oh, Orin has the ship right now.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Silas is currently freed from it. I will pull out my scrying orb, my crystal ball, and I will cast scry on to Unaroth.
Okay, what's the rolls that are needed for scrying? Can you remind me, please?
So I can. Uh-oh, I think we actually might hit a problem here. This isn't how scrying works, is it? Instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location that you've seen before. I can't do this. Yeah. Never mind.
Be able to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Never mind. So, unfortunately, no. I can't actually just get us in, like, a look, but I can get us to just arrive at our destination. So, trial by 5?
Do you think there'll be people there? Is this going to be wasteland? You said it was city, yes?
Yes, that's information we got from Talus through Erebos, but yeah.
So do we just show up and say, hey, have you seen this bloody lady not swearing? Literally, she's covered in blood. We're looking for her. We need to kill her. Could you point us in direction? And then we just kind of do away with her? Is that the plan? Do we need more of a plan than we went in previously? I mean, we weren't exactly doing so hot.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Captain, the situation just calls for finesse.
It does. We don't want to start any fights with things we do not understand.
And if we play our cards right, we could potentially gain allies instead of adversaries for this fight.
So, diplomacy, yes?
That's your game.
That
I
would
can
be
certainly
the plan.
try. I mean, hopefully we speak same language. And hopefully they're somewhat, I don't know, diplomatic. But yes, I mean, if things go south, then we'll certainly start blasting.
I don't have the spell tongues, unfortunately, so I can't do too much about a language barrier if that does come between us, but like, we're not barbarians, we'll figure it out.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Cross that bridge.
If
If needed, burn it. But first cross it.
Okay,
Yes.
that's it. We'll first cross it, then we'll burn it.
Interesting.
Talus, this is still technically your, I guess, jurisdiction. So if you have a way you want us to handle this, I believe we will be open to that. Is diplomacy and then killing a good plan for you?
I think that sounds perfectly fine.
Fantastic. Well, let's hope that people here are almost as attractive as me, but not more so, because I would get a little bit insecure if there were more.
Great. I'm gonna cast Gate to Unara in front of the ship and tell Orin to bring us through.
Okay. So something I do have to double check. You did say that you were activating the, at least for a moment, yeah?
Yeah, I did do that.
Okay.
Oh, where did we end up?
No. It's not that. So what I need somebody to do is I need somebody to roll me a D100.
Nose goes.
Captain?
Oh, nose goes. I do it. I guess. D100. I rolled a 29. What do you got for us, Bran?
Traveling through that same warp as you, the small time you're in there, as everything is hurtling by you, you see something come into that gravity bubble that you have, and because it's in that gravity bubble, it's now traveling at your speed, and you see a strange looking creature. It's definitely humanoid. Very slender. Its body is quite spiny, including its ears are almost elf-like as they curve up. And they have like a weird mottled yellow skin with black streaks and dots on them. Very long faces and sunken orbital sockets. The strangest thing about this creature, however, is the fact that, much like you'd be expecting all of the kind of weird and wonderful technology of this place based on the Spelljammer helm that you have, it does not have any of that. It is wearing silver filigree armor with like a sword at its hip. And it's not on a ship or any other kind of vehicle, it's on the back of a red dragon.
Oh no.
That escalated quickly.
And, I mean, for one, that's very strange, because one, until recently on Atuman, dragons were considered to be extinct, completely gone. You guys now know that they've been lying dormant because they were very, very close to extinction. But you also know that dragons are very prideful creatures. It takes a lot of bonding for a dragon to let you ride on its back even once or twice for the sake of convenience. They look around confused and turn to lock eyes with the ship. You see their hand go to their sword, and you see them take in the ship, almost as if considering. But then they take their hand off the sword, and you see them lean in towards this dragon as if speaking to it, and the dragon dips to the right, and as it leaves that gravity bubble, it just disappears out of your vision. As
Cool.
they thought better of taking on an entire ship and
Yeah, damn straight.
left the bubble. So you're now casting Gate to go to Unarath, yeah?
Weird interaction. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, let's have a wee gander here at the spell Gate. Let us see.
Jasek, having seen that, is going to call out to the crew to prepare cannons and ready arms.
Okay, they start moving and getting
Yeah, like-
everything into line.
This is an exploratory diplomatic mission to find the Bloodsinger and then just kill the Bloodsinger. But if we see that again, we need to be ready.
So just to make you aware, Silas, are you casting Gate from the orrery?
Yes.
Okay. So okay. So it does say that you can make it between 5 and 20 feet in diameter, the portal for Gate. But are you intending on taking the ship with you?
I kind of thought so, if we could just like pull the entire ship through the gate, but I guess that probably won't fit.
For some reason, I feel like that was different before. I feel like we've taken the ship through.
We've
some
used
kind of
gate
portal.
before.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
assumed.
waive that. As if you're casting it from the orrery, because of lore reasons, I'll waive that. You form
Really cool.
Okay.
really cool, almost like Treasure Planet style. That kind of. And what you guys see ahead of you when that gate opens up is a, like, larger than the planet you left behind, floating in dead space. A six-armed corpse. You see a rotted away skull with almost like a crown of spires coming off of its head, lying flat down, its mouth wide open. Attached by large chains into the eye holes, there is a floating fortress above its skull. Across its entire body, and even going underside, you can see a sprawling, like, to reiterate, larger than any city you guys have ever seen. You can see lots of fortresses and towers floating around it. And as you enter that space, there's a very tense feeling throughout. You see two large red lights rotate on these towers and look towards your ship. What would you guys like to do here?
Do you want me on helm right now, or do you want me up front?
It may be best that you are on the helm. Laying it with me, we will hopefully talk our way through this. So, you just be clear, the two red lights are coming from where?
Two of the floating towers that are orbiting this creature. They're still a bit away. They're a few hundred feet away. But because you're in dead space, these red lights, they're very noticeable.
And how big are these towers?
They're fair size. They are maybe about 100 feet tall with a 30-foot radius.
Have any of you seen or know anything about this? These just god towers? Can we take the body? To be clear, we're gonna move in towards the body.
Okay.
Because the body does look like the Bloodsinger, right?
No, this body that's floating, this is the size of like this is like this is the floating.
Oh, I was thinking this was. Never mind. Sorry.
No worries. No, the Bloodsinger you cannot see. This floating body that you can see is huge. You could land your ship comfortably on one of its teeth.
Gotcha. Okay.
As these towers turn and rotate, you see there's like a small ship that starts to leave one of the towers and come towards you. It's vastly smaller than your ship.
What kind of ship? Is it like a sailing ship?
The closest that you would liken it to, because it looks like a shape that you do not have a clue what kind of ship this is. But the closest you could liken it to is like a rowboat.
Space rowboat. Spobo.
Spobo.
And it is coming towards you.
I guess this is where the diplomatic start. Did Jasek did make aware what he saw with the dragon dude?
Yes.
You all
Okay.
seen it. You all would have seen it.
Oh, okay.
He talked to the crew about it, told them to be alert.
I guess we'll wait for the rowboat to come up, right?
Yeah, but we're gonna be kind of at like the front of the ship, ready to sort of greet them, I guess.
Okay. The ship gets closer. And if nobody reacts, it posts up right next to your ship. It's a very strange looking ship. In fact, I'm going to get and give you as great as a description as I can, which is not really promising a lot, but I will do my best. It is... Oh, do you know what it looks like? You know in Thor the Dark World, the little ship that they use to kind of get out of it, like when he breaks Loki out of prison?
Yeah.
It looks like that. It looks like that, but without the top sail, it's two almost like sails as wings. And as it approaches, and if nobody interacts, they will throw a plank across onto the ship.
Yeah, we're gonna let him throw the plank. Jason kind of gives a hand to the crew, looks over to Leonid and said, "Let's hope they speak basic," and is gonna walk over to the plank with Leonid. Okay.
Meeting you halfway on the plank. Another one of these yellow-skinned, jagged, slim people that you've seen on that dragon. But they're dressed very differently. Resplendent robes with arched, pointed shoulder pads. And they give you a look that's very easy to know. You've seen it quite a lot on Talus's face. You've seen it quite a lot on Leonid's face. You've seen it a couple of times on Silas's face, but mostly Talus and Leonid. It gives you a look of disdain.
Oh,
Here we go.
That's amazing.
Yikes.
And it approaches you, and it kind of on this plank, it kind of walks around you, looking you up and down. And you are a strange one, Skyeth.
Greetings. In my culture, we
Puts two
usually...
fingers up to you, Leonid, and says, "You will speak when you are addressed." Looks back to you, Jasek. Are you the one who captains this Garth?
I am, and he is my second mate, and he can speak for me and my crew.
Looks back to the others, and they speak in this language, like, and there's a couple of chuckles. So there's only there's not like he's not got a full crew. He's got like 11 people behind him, and they kind of talk, and then he turns and goes, "You have strange customs. You enter the space of Tu'unarath, realm of the Queen Vlakith.
Fuck.
For what reason do you enter our space?"
We seek an enemy of any civilization, any life. They were accidentally sent here during a fight, and we seek to remedy that.
And who sent this enemy of all that lives?
She was banished during a combat encounter with me and my party.
Ah. You meddled with arcane capabilities that are far beyond your reach. An easy mistake to make for a lesser species.
Mm, 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 mm. Can I make an insight check on how easy it would be to kick these guys' asses? I'm not going to. I just said no. I need to know.
I will allow that. Inside
Okay.
check.
I was gonna tell you right off the bat. We get the sense we could probably kick these guys' asses real easy. It's probably the rest of the shit in these
Right.
red towers that we gotta worry about.
That's an 18.
They're not equipped nearly as well as the person that Jacek described. They are wearing, like... I mean, I guess you could say it's almost like filigree armor, but made of, like, hardened leather plates rather than, like, woven silver. And the weapons they have are... They're a bit more advanced. They look like guns and, short swords of twisted metal. But they don't look as if they're far and beyond what you guys have fought before. Jacek is very correct. You guys could walk over these motherfuckers, but there is a definite sense of arrogance floating around these guys. They believe that, like, even the guys at the back believe that they are above every single one of you.
Same.
Talus heard nothing about any of that description except they believe they're above you and just went, aha, we have something in common.
Look for your similarities, not your differences.
We needed to prevent an apocalypse on our homeworld, and we took care of that. There were some unintended consequences, which we plan to remedy. We would be incredibly grateful if your wonderful civilization would allow us to dispose of this problem before it affects any of you negatively.
Make me a persuasion check, Leonid. I will allow you to make that at base, purely because you smarmed up to their race. I'm gonna be 100% honest. There's something real unnerving about portraying Githyanki. I do not like Githyanki whatsoever, man.
That is going to be... I rolled a 6, so that's a 23.
They turn and look at you with a look that is like, oh, the dog can speak.
Ooh.
I have that same reaction when Leonid talks.
And they say, a humorous offer from one such as yourself, Skaketh. But we Githyanki are capable of handling anything that comes into our city.
Perhaps I have not been as clear as I should have. Who are you?
You have the honor and the privilege of addressing... He does have a name. I just have to
My
find it.
name is different in your tongue. It is... But you can call me Dickmouth.
You may address me as Clunge Flap.
Ew,
Close
do we
it up.
have to?
Close enough. I'm sure it sounds better in your language. I don't actually say that.
You have the honor and the privilege of addressing Xenomancer Yaj.
And what position do you hold, aside from flank dropper?
They laugh at that again and say, does your second not understand that Xenomancer is in fact a title and position?
I'm sure he does.
Must we move to a more monosyllabic method of communication? I do believe some of us might have a scrolling tablet somewhere, if that would be of assistance.
Well, I just prefer to do my communication with the people who can actually make choices and not the boarding team. Perhaps it would be best if you escort us to those who are in charge of this lovely place.
Talus, I'm coming to you in a minute. Leonid, I need you Your choice here, right? You can make a persuasion check, again at base, or you can make an intimidation check at disadvantage.
Okay, so here's the thing. I should do persuasion because that I have an equal percentage, but I want to intimidate these smug mother huggers. What do y'all think?
I think we'd be careful.
Okay, I'll persuade them for now.
I wouldn't have talked to him this long.
Okay, that's again another 23.
On a 23, they laugh. This time it's less chuckles and more. And they turn and they speak in this language again. Then they turn back to you and they say, "We are interested to see what your second will provoke in our higher-ups." He takes out like a piece of parchment and he puts his hand out, and one of these people behind him hands him like a stamp, and he stamps it with this symbol that is, honestly, it looks like Gallifreyan, like just circles and lines and shit, and then hands it to you, Jasek, and says, "You are permitted to pass through to Unarath's gate space. May Vlaakith be praised."
I'd like to meet them before doing any praising.
I'm gonna thank you for your time.
Now, with Leonard doing that, Talus, I know you wanted to say something to the captain, so I'll allow you to do that now.
Leonard handled it. Talus was about to just be like, "Alright, fuck this."
Right.
I was so close to doing that myself. Oh, I hate this so much.
This is why I do not like Githyanki. Like, they are. Oh my god! Oh, they're not nice people.
This is like talking to straight white men in America.
Just wait to hear the voice I've got prepped for Vlaakith. We don't like the Githrazai. We're not fans of them. They're not good.
Okay, hold on. So just hear me out. When Leonid was giving the details of what happened in the last session, he was giving it very Donald Trumpy. Like when you were doing like the recap, like, yes, we were fighting this person. She was a really nasty person, but I was better. I was definitely better. Like I looked great. Like you were just like giving very Donald Trump explanations.
Wow. My name is Vlaakith. I'm the leader of the Githyanki. There have been other Vlaakiths, but I'm the best Vlaakith. I'm the greatest Vlaakith. There's never been a better Vlaakith than me. Nobody knows more about Githyanki than me. Vlaakith, Space Trump.
Oh god.
So you guys have been permitted to travel through to Unarath space. Talus,
perfect.
What are you going to say?
As we're walking, Talus is gonna quietly say to the captain, "One of them talks to us like that again, and we're not doing Leonard's diplomacy. I'm just warning you now."
Is this only to where the captain can hear?
No, I mean, she's quietly saying it to the group, basically, but like directing it to the captain.
Silas will turn to Jasek and say, "For the record, I agree.
She literally...
I, pacifist druid Silas, will chuck these assholes into space if they talk down to us again."
Yes, speaking that way to these lower beings makes me want to throw up. I think that the best thing we can do is establish that we are not to be pushed around, while also trying to prevent all-out war, but I mean, let's be real, wouldn't be the first time we've done that.
I have your fiancé on my side. I win.
Need to be careful. We don't know what is out here. I hate the way that they speak to us. But we are new here. We do not know what they are capable of.
That's boring. Okay, you guys are on my side? Then yes.
We will be careful, but we will not be spoken to like trash.
That's right. I'll
If we do not-
carefully aim lightning bolts.
If we do not show ourselves as being worthy of respect, we cannot expect him to respect us.
Jacek, this is why we're frenemies.
Keep saying this. We're captain and crew. We are companions.
I was at your wedding.
I walked him down the aisle. No, you didn't. I did spiritually.
I would have.
But
If
this
you'd
is why
bought-
Silas
if you'd
and I
bothered to
are
ask.
besties. He understands.
Mm.
There's a certain disdain that comes with being made to do things against your will that you just get for people who try to treat you like you're lesser, especially when you know that you have quite
Godly powers.
substantial power to tell them otherwise.
And then there's Leonid, who's just very pretty and doesn't like to be insulted.
I'm sorry, I won't be insulted by these frog-looking mother huggers.
Okay, well now you're the one being mean.
Listen,
Hold on.
it's not my fault they
And
lost the genetic
also,
lottery.
she's ugly.
That's why your mama did.
Okay, anyway, let's go. We all understand we're about to throw hands. It's fine.
We are
And
going
Faulkner just has to
to-
support whatever I say, so...
Hands are chambered.
Does someone want to go get him? He has to like process the corpse too. Like he has a lot of things to but he has
he's
to
not with
know.
us.
Yeah, he's in the quarters, right?
She's gonna use thaumaturgy and shout, Faulkner! It's time to be adjusted, let's go!
Did you say time to be adjusted?
Yeah.
The
You change
door,
your-
the door to the captain's quarters will creak open, and Faulkner will walk out, and you can see he's doing it very tentatively, and then he sees this floating, six-armed corpse city, and is like, Talus, love, the next time you invite me somewhere, could it please be a beach? Please.
We probably should have a nice holiday instead of this, but...
It would be so lovely. But he takes a couple more tentative steps, takes a deep breath, and then walks a bit more confidently, but he's still got that very much like he's walking on an optical illusion kind of like footsteps, like he's like, something's gonna fall apart here, something's gonna break here. And he gets over to you guys and he's like, so, what's the crack here? Where are we?
Shitty city, shitty people, we're headed to the tower.
Listen, Faulkner, I love you nearly as much as Talus does, but we are entering a place where we have some incredibly smug and superior individuals, and we cannot show ourselves to be weak, so if you're going to have a little upset stomach, it might be best for you to stay until the fight. We can't show that we're uncomfortable.
That's very fair.
You faced Davy Jones. You're fine.
There was one major difference right there, love. My feet were on solid ground. And there wasn't. And he's going to point up at like the stars and everything and faint planets in the distance and be like, what do you even call those? Floating rocks in the sky.
Asteroids?
Asteroids. I will be fine. It's just a lot to take in.
I find such irony in Faulkner being terrified of flying ships when him and Talus's son is about to be out there like
Talus is just gonna grab Faulkner.
Faulkner,
Oh.
there's a reason my ship doesn't fly. Ran doing the first moment he can get. Dad, the Tempest flies! Whee! Right. You guys have been permitted to enter Tunaroth space. This huge floating fortress, palace, to be honest, that is connected by these chains into this creature's head. Is that where you are intending to go, or are you aiming for another location on this thing?
Probably where the people in charge are, so probably best to go there.
I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
We don't really know where the Bloodsinger is.
If you're moving towards there, Silas, no, well, not Silas. Sorry, it's Orin that's in the seat, right?
Yeah.
So as he moves towards there, you see Orin suddenly clutch at his head, and the ship jaggedly turns itself and alters, moving towards one of the hands of this creature, where you can see like a docking bay, as they physically maneuver you away from that palace. Nobody's telepathically linked to him, so you would hear the message that he receives as that happens.
Seeing him like grab his head, though, I would run over and be like, "What happened? What's going on?"
And as it kind of stabilizes when the ship is heading towards one of these, one of the extremities, rather than aiming for that floating tower, his eyes clear, and his eyes are like leaking blood. His ears, his nose are like leaking trickles of blood.
What?
And he says, I don't think we're supposed to go up to that place.
Did something just... Silas is going to pop a quick second-level Cure Wounds.
Okay. You put the nosebleed stops, the ears and the eyes, they stop bleeding. There's still blood coming out of them, but they're not actively bleeding anymore. As you pop that Cure Wounds on him, he kind of sighs, that was not any kind of pain I'd felt before.
No, give me the shit back. You
That
shouldn't
was
be
like
asked to do
somebody
this
put
right
my
now.
skull in between two big rocks and just pushed on them.
No, you
And
should
not
have tried
in,
to tune
and
into
not
the
in
aura
the
ray.
fun way.
When he'll pull out the aura ray. When I had tuned to this thing,
Mhm.
it was a pain so intense it nearly killed me. I understand.
Orin does not want to attune to that thing. And he gets up and he walks a wee bit bow-legged away from the helm. But Borin and Gwyn come over and they kind of, take him by his arms and they get him over to a barrel, they sit him down, they give him some water and stuff.
If they don't want us there, that's exactly where we should be going.
Oh, I agree, but I want to know what kind of a psychic presence can do that. So I'm gonna have a go at it.
Oh,
And Silas is gonna sit in the chair.
Jacek is
and-
going to stay near Silas.
He is going to tentatively try to move back in that range again.
Okay. So, despite seeing what has happened, you are actively moving yourself towards that.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw what happened to him. I'm gonna take a slight risk here to slight. I hope.
Okay. You turn and you start to move your way. You start to, move the ship towards that. Okay. You get decently. You get a wee bit further before you start to feel that kind of like swelling in the back of your mind. And then I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
That'll be with J6 bonus because he's right
Because
next.
I'm near him.
He is, yeah. That is absolutely true.
Well,
Okay.
indeed.
In which case, that makes it a 28.
28. Bear with me, I'm having to look at the suggested level of something. Okay. So the suggested saving throw for this is slightly less than that. So you will succeed on that. But you will still take half the damage.
Okay.
Bear me a moment while I roll that. And it is psychic damage that you're going to take. How many is that? That's right, okay, so I'll do this. Now I'm having to do math, bear with me a moment. Silas, you will take 28 psychic damage. That is already halved.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then sending is going to come through to you. And an authoritative voice speaks and says, "You are entering restricted airspace. Please turn towards one of the permitted docking stations and remove yourself from the personal space of Vlaakith's home."
That's where we need to go.
Yeah, it'll be a slight wince, but Silas is like, okay, great. Does anybody know what a Vlaakith is?
I believe that's the person in charge. Already, I don't like him.
It's
People in charge can be a lot of things.
maybe it's the red dragon that one was riding, or
Dragon deities.
another dragon more powerful than that one.
Is a dragon hopefully having a little bit of connection to another certain dragon deity will help, but so far I don't like our chances.
Faulkner's going to come over to you, Silas, and he's just going to do a quick lay on hands. Pop you back the 20 that you lost.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you avert your course and move towards the docking bay, or are you pushing on?
That is the question. I think I could keep pushing through, but I also think that we would start to face repercussions. We've just been given permission. I don't know if blowing it to charge through their defenses is the best way. We could make to a docking station, but that will require us to bite our tongues a little bit more to get closer to where we need to be. If we can agree to swallow our pride slightly, because we know we could kick their asses and don't need that reinforced for us, we can probably make it where we need to go with fairly little resistance.
That's a valid point. Additionally, if these are individuals who value strength, showing ourselves as formidable people and taking the issue straight to the top could be a method of getting what we need. Not necessarily a better one, but just presenting another option. I worry that we'll have to fight through levels of bureaucracy. If that is the kind of pride we reach at the gate guards, how much more will we have before we get to where we need to be?
I think that between the three of you, my charismatic babies, you can humble pretty much anybody we come across.
I will leave the choice up to the captain and or the majority vote.
Best if we lay low a little bit, learn a bit more about the city before we go in there guns a-blazing. Maybe someone found her and we can get her, get out, and be on our way without having to deal with these pricks longer.
Great. I'll take us to a legal docking station then. We'll leave that place and head towards the closest legal docking station to it.
You make your way towards one of the hands that's there, and you see that it has like full-on buildings built into it. They are, strangely enough, made of concrete, but they're also sort of like a hodgepodge of different kind of construction styles. As you see some that look kind of elvish, but also like not like entirely elvish compared to what you guys know. Some that just look like stone huts. There's a veritable amalgamation of all kinds of civilizations and cultures in these buildings that are here. But as you get to the loading dock, do you wish to dock the ship?
Yes.
Yes? We have the weird scribble paper that should let us do that?
Yeah, you do. As you dock the ship, one of these same race is standing there and says, sorry, I've forgotten the Githyanki word that I'm trying to say.
That's okay. I'd be more surprised if you're moving.
Halt there, Skaketh! Before you disembark from your Ga'ath, do you have permission to dock?
Jasek's going to step up and say, absolutely. Here are our papers. And like show him this scribbling that we got.
He flexes a hand and like casts Mage Hand. And a manifestation of his hand floats up and takes the bit of paper and brings it down and looks at it. And then he starts laughing. And then he goes, Xenomancer Yaj has sent you. Excellent. Welcome to Unarath. And he sends the hand back up with the papers. And he kind of turns and like wheels his hand around. And as he wheels it, you see from several metal barrels nearby, what looks like ooze starts to come out and starts to move towards the ship and starts to throw up like the ooze sprouts tendrils, grabs like a plank of wood and then flips it so that you guys can descend off of the ship.
Jason.
Yeah.
Let me see the thing.
I'm gonna
papers.
show him the papers.
I'm gonna use Eyes of the Rune Keeper to like, what does this actually say?
Okay.
They're probably making fun of us.
Oh, 100%. But it does say,
Yeah.
it does say that you have permission to dock, but it also like makes fun of like, you know, your primitive ship, and they'll be surprised if it even makes it to the docking yards. You know, making fun of the what's the word? Lack of finesse about your ship.
Wow. Do they use
Is
that
that right?
particular phrase?
Do you know what?
Do they
Jason?
use lack of finesse?
Roll me, Jason. I want you to do it. Roll me a luck roll. Roll me a d20. On a 1 to 10, they don't use those words, but on an 11 to 20, they use that exact sentence. They mock the lack of finesse.
Oh, okay.
on
It's a
you.
7. It's a 7.
Right, okay, cool. So they don't use that,
Oh.
but they do mock like the lack of the lack of ingenuity in the construction of your, and it's like they've written it very like they might as well have done it like this. But they say the word, they say the word vessel.
Okay.
But yeah, their whole ass making fun of you.
Sure. As one normally does.
As Githyanki usually do.
Right. Well, they did give us permission to dock.
Yes, and now we need to find people who aren't massive fucking pricks, get information, and hope that we can find this Bloodsinger.
Jasig,
Yes.
do I have permission to use a certain tactic that I found to be quite helpful in diplomating?
Sure.
Okay. It could end badly.
Hold on. I shouldn't give you a blanket sure. What do you mean tactic that could be helpful?
It seems to me that this place is a bunch of rich assholes. In which case, the best way to match that is to pretend to be just like them. So if we go in with similar energy, they might actually respect us.
Or they take offense.
Or that, but I feel confident that I can out-superiority them.
Then fair enough.
Everybody that's ever played 3rd edition or 4th edition or played Baldur's Gate 3 just went. Please continue, Jasik.
Alright. Let's stay together, stay close. Gonna look to Talus. No immediately blowing anything up. Let's find her. Silas, can you scry her? It might give us a little bit more information of where she is here, and people may be able to help us.
The body is still that of Talus's mother, even though it's possessed. I bet I can. Talus, come here. Just give me your hand. Or your Bloodwell vial. I'll take either, but preferably your hand.
Hey, I'm muted.
Yeah.
There it is.
No to the blood vial, and she'll hold out her hand.
I'm going to use Talus as the connection to, as the genetic connection to the Bloodsinger, and I'm going to scry.
Okay, what are the rules for that again? If you just remind me.
You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. So in this case, knowledge. I don't know if you would say that my knowledge is first-hand or familiar.
I would say familiar.
Okay, and then connection, Talus. So I think that would go under body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like, but it might be possession or garment. But I don't think that's fair.
No, because the thing is technically... Oh, my cameras went off again. The thing is created from Talus's blood, so literally you have its blood.
Right. So it has a minus 15 to whatever wisdom saving throw it makes.
Six.
You know, that might say, hold on. Yeah, no. So, yeah, invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there.
Okay, cool. what you can see as you perform this, as you weave this scry, you can see this Bloodsinger held by strange manacles and bound in an orb of scintillating, orbiting, not orbiting, that's the wrong word, fluctuating rainbow colours. And their body is vibrating in what you can tell to be some kind of constant pain. In a circle around this thing are no less than 15 of these yellow mottled skin creatures, each of them with their hands out like this and a purplish pink aura floating around their hands. Standing behind them, sitting behind them on a chair is another one of them, but this one is paler, empty eye sockets, just shadows. At one side of this chair that they sit on is a large silver greatsword, and in the other hand they are stroking the almost like they're stroking like the nub, like the overarch before the talon of a gargantuan red dragon. And the one sitting in the chair says, "I will not ask you again. Where have you came from? And how have you managed to achieve this power?" And there's a yell, a cursing inferno before the tremoring just starts again. And it honestly looks like this one in the chair is just, it's like a mild inconvenience to her.
There are worse evils here than the Bloodsinger. That's incredible. That's so cool.
What's going on?
The Bloodsinger is being tortured. She's chained, bound, captured by these creatures, and a woman. Pale, soulless eyes, but of their species. Older, more brutal, more powerful sits
With those descriptions,
behind her.
with those descriptions, Talus, not you. I don't think it was you. I think it was Finney that was there. But Jacek and Silas can certainly roll history checks. Silas, I'll give you advantage because you actually were looking at her.
That's not my strong suit. I got a 10.
33. That was not 20.
Silas, on a 33, you fought a lich before.
Mhm.
This looks incredibly similar. But it doesn't give off the... I mean, I guess compared to your own power levels right now, it doesn't give off the basic levels of a lich. In fact, hold on. Which one of you guys touched the eye?
Alice touched the eye.
That'd be me.
Did Talus share those memories with you of her communication with Vecna?
I don't think we have, no.
Okay, cool, then never mind.
But I did speak directly with him in a mindscape. We spoke in a dreamscape.
Okay.
And he showed me
There's a
all of the one shot.
There's a very similar aura around this woman.
I think I'm starting to understand what's happening here. Only a little bit.
What is going on? What?
Silas will turn to the person the Gith who helped them dock and say, I am new here, but do not wish to remain ignorant to your customs. I have heard the name Vlaakith spoken in high regard. Who is this?
How close are you to this person?
Fairly close.
Fairly close. So would you say you're within melee range?
Oh.
I would say yeah. Yeah.
Is this an attack?
It's less of an attack and more of like a smack on the side of the head.
Okay.
It's not like I'm punching you in the face. It's like a strike. The way that in the 1980s it was acceptable to cuff your child when they spoke out of turn. It's like it's like they're honestly it's like the horrible images you see of like, you know, when like a dog misbehaves and they like, you know, they smack it on the nose. It's like that. It's not intended to cause debilitating pain. It is more of as soon as you say the word Vlaakith. It is a dirty 20 on the hit.
That's fine.
Question. We're all pretty close, yeah?
Well, I don't know. Silas said that he approached this person. So
I did move away. It's okay. Just let this one play out here.
Okay, you'll take two non-magical bludgeoning damage as they strike the side of your head, very, very, just like a cuff, and then they go, "You do not have authority to speak the name of the God Queen."
I will use Stone's Endurance as his hand strikes my head, so he hits pure stone.
Okay,
and I will look down on him and say, next time your hand moves towards me in an attempt to strike, it will be the last time you have hands. Are we clear?
Make me an intimidation check on that one. So as he strikes it, what I'm going to say, so he rolled a nat one when he struck the Stone's Endurance. So he's going to take 4 non-magical bludgeoning damage back. And as you lean into that, make me an intimidation check, because you are taller than him. Githyanki are not tall people.
That is a 19?
19 in total. Okay, let's make...
I used a Cosmic Omen to add a d6, though. I didn't like that.
Okay.
Okay.
They do pass, so they're not frightened, but they do take a step back, as they're like, evidently I have underestimated. And then they look at you and go, regard your manners better next time, Skaketh. And then they turn,
Your
go ahead.
queen. Your queen. I will not speak her name again. I do not wish to offend. How long has she resided as god here?
They laugh at that, and they're like, you truly are a undeveloped species to not have heard of the great Vlaakith. She has reigned for... I'm currently looking for that. Insert time period before I can actually find it, because it's not given me it on the information docket here.
I'm sitting here like, they probably haven't even heard of Gorthrak.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk to me about Vlaakith if you don't know the legend of Gorthrak. You're the uncultured one.
Fine.
How long has Vlaakith ruled?
Too long.
Here we go. The god queen Vlaakith, praise be unto her name, has reigned over the Githyanki people for over 1,000 years.
Neat.
Yeah, but have you heard of Gortharak?
Your information proves helpful. Thank you. I will mind my manners better in regards to the god queen.
see that you do. Others of my kin are less open-minded than I am. And he turns and he just starts walking away.
Silas heads back to the ship laughing. Alright, long story. Made short from everything I've gathered. Blackith is a lich. They all think she's a goddess. Their superiority complex comes from their faith in a lich, thinking that she's actually some sort of superior being. And not just a woman who was a little too afraid to die. Oh, unfortunate. Shall we?
Knowledge of liches would allow me to out her. I know the whole process, guys. Like,
that is true. Talus does have the information on how to conduct the ritual of dread.
Yes.
Oh, let's overthrow a frickin' plane!
I love it when we do this. We have to do it every couple months.
I love how this campaign is slowly creeping closer and closer towards. Do you know what, guys? Atuma's probably going to be fine without us, right? Yeah, right. Let's just spend like 500 years up here. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of cool with like leaning away from piracy and more into anarchists. I think it's
space
fun.
Pirates.
Yeah, basically. Space pirates.
No, but really,
we're revolutionaries.
I know all there is to know about lichdom. Like, okay, these guys suck. It would make me so happy to ruin their lives by being like, your goddess isn't a goddess. Like, it'd be so fun.
Undermining an entire society and their ideals and faith.
I mean, we've done it once before, and it didn't work well. Because, remember the plane of fire? That wasn't great.
Oh, but water went great.
Water did go well, so it's a 50-50 shot.
Not to mention that they already seem to hold dragons in high regard. We could replace it by giving them an option to follow Bahamut, which I'm sure would be a better option.
I can be a dragon.
Or
we could make them worship us. I like that idea as well.
I like that, but okay, if we're going with getting them to switch gods, if they worship a lich, I'm sure they would love Erebos.
We can give them option. Do you want Silas? Do you want Bahamut or Erebos? Yes.
They know that she's a lich, though. I think it sounds like they.
That's what we're gonna tell them, and I can prove it.
Is it common knowledge that she's a lich, or is that special knowledge?
Absolutely not common knowledge.
Nope.
They believe her to be a goddess, which is why she's immortal.
We have encountered liches in our time before. Many, actually, surprisingly. So.
How? Okay. This seems like it's secondary to what we're here for, but I still think we should consider doing this.
Purely for the sake that they've been assholes, I like it. That's enough reason for me.
Yes.
Once we have time,
It's like, what else are you going to do? Stop by, ruin the locals, entire religion by exposing their goddess to be a fraud? It's like, it's just one of those things you do on vacation.
It's just one of those things.
Again, we are not on vacation.
We are leaving the place we normally are, and we're in Sky Plus. What happens in Sky Plus stays in Sky Plus.
Landon has a point, Captain.
Fine.
Okay, Silas, how do we do this?
Why are you asking me?
Look, I have all the lichdom knowledge. You have the people.
We start by continuing our plan, Jasek. Leonid, you two work us slowly into the inner ring of the city, up to Vlaka's palace. We do negotiations. We have knowledge that she wants in the Bloodsinger and the Bloodsinger's origins. And also knowledge that could cripple her kingdom. So if we play our cards right, there's a myriad of things we might do. For now, focus. Also, it is lovely out here. I have never seen so many stars.
Perhaps we should, if every single person we run into is giving us the runaround, we might want to take a more direct approach, yes?
Let's go.
So you guys are you getting off the ship?
Mhm.
Yes.
And making your way into the city.
Yep.
Okay. As you get off the ship and you start to make your way into the city, Faulkner is going to join you on this one, as you've been discussing liches, and he's like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of serious. This isn't just like, you know, playground bullshit anymore. This is serious." When you head through this docking station, it eventually leads you into sprawling labyrinthian streets on multiple levels. Closely knitted with market stalls all over the place. There is an abundance of races here that you have never seen before, that do not exist on Atuman. Weird creatures that look like hippopotamuses that you would find in the Western Wastes. There you see what appears to be a small group of colourful pink and purple and blue penguins wearing cloaks who are gesturing to each other but making no sound. You see what appears to be ape-like creatures with flaps of skin between their wrists and ankles, conversing with mechanical creatures. And you also see what appears to be, you guys have seen slimes before. You see what appears to be a slime but in a vaguely humanoid shape. And they are communicating by a series of body vibrations and wiggles. Very much like the blob of slime from Hotel Transylvania. Market stalls everywhere, selling everything from firearms, armor, food, anything you could ever want being sold here. Is there anything you guys would like to do at this moment in time?
JC kind of gets a little awestruck of all the different creatures, beings, things, items, the sort of grandeur of it, before kind of like refocusing and being like, nope, we're on a mission.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone else want anything? Because otherwise Jacek is just going to keep kind of plotting ahead.
As much as I'd love to buy stuff, I think we're kind of focused.
Do they even take gold?
Right,
Is that a
let's-
currency?
Brad, we're so story focused right now. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
How? More for the group. What's the best way to meet authority?
By breaking the law.
By breaking
That's always
the law.
true.
Should I just break the Jacek?
No.
No. Okay. That's fine.
Is there a reason you're so particularly violent today, Layden?
I don't like people acting like they're better than me. It's quite rude. You know, I was willing to be diplomatic, but no, they're being garbage people. In which case, I'm fine doing what it takes.
Your value can't come from the validation of others. That has to come from within you.
How very spoken like a... What's the name of one of those people that sits on a couch and tells you, you know, that you're feeling a certain way?
Moms?
Therapist.
See?
Did you just say mom?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Oh, I imagined you didn't have that experience with him. I did not.
I think my mother was vaguely interested in my childhood years, but then apparently I stopped being cute.
Aw. I think my mother
Which I
was-
don't understand because I'm fucking gorgeous.
That is true.
I think my
You know
mother
what,
was vaguely
Leonid?
interested too.
Leonid,
when
I
she
feel the
died.
exact same way. You are one attractive hunk of flesh.
Thank you. And if people don't treat me better purely because I am hot, then like that's on them. Clearly, this is an uncivilized organization.
Hey, my mother raised me to be sacrificed, so you guys have got it great.
Okay, Talus, we get it. You win.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah. Look forward to being married to someone who can always one-up you on trauma. It should be fun.
My parents were killed, and I was sent away to work as a gladiator for several years.
That's
My
also
dad-
pretty.
My
first
dad
girlfriend
rules.
turned into the moon.
My dad rules the Feywild, and despite all his power, he could have once sent me a birthday card.
Oh, that's bad.
He sent me a feather. I turned him down.
He gave you a. I fucking hate my life.
I did save him from the Raven Queen or something. I don't know if we ever figured out who was holding him.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's fair. You know, you saved him. You saved him. It's only I'm only half his DNA.
And do you know what his response was? He said, "Oh, thanks for saving me. Want to work for me?" God,
That does
what a
sound like
guy.
him.
My dad offered for me to rule a layer of hell.
I thought your dad was dead.
Well, did you not listen to my message at all? My dad isn't really my dad. I have two dads.
Then
And a mother.
how is your other dad able to offer you a layer of hell?
Because he rules a layer of hell. Or something. I don't know. He's the sixth heir of Asmodeus, which makes me the seventh heir.
I need a drink, Captain. If there's a place nearby that sells alcohol, that would be grand.
I don't know if there's a place that sells alcohol. That's the problem. Do they have alcohol here? Do they have something similar or different than alcohol? Do they have...
Faulkner looks around and grabs one of the little penguins and lifts it up and goes, "Alcohol, where?" And then the little penguin is just gonna... and gestures towards a large stone-domed building. Where you can hear music and stuff coming out of. It's very evidently a tavern of sorts. Faulkner's going to look at you, Jason, because he is a guest on your ship, and he's going to look and go, "Permission, please, Captain."
Jason like turns and then just like, by all means.
He drops the little penguin, and he turns and he walks towards this inn. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna look for some sort of authority figure.
Help, I need an adult.
How many times did Dan say authority in one stream? Let's keep tally.
Authority.
Leonid, you're able to very easily see a group of these Githyanki, which you now know to be the name of that race. And they are outfitted very resplendently, silver filigree armor. One of them in the front has like a large spear in her hand, and like a large cloak made of a weird purplish red fur. And there's a group of like 4 of them, including her, and she's like meandering through the markets at this point.
Jason, would you mind standing next to me and providing intimidation? As well as Gravitas.
Absolutely. Jason's just gonna kind of do a little bit of stretching, and then just kind of start like flexing some muscles, like in his neck, his shoulder. Like just kind of like, do that little thing where like suddenly like you can start seeing all of like the muscle like sinew and like veins.
Oh yes, that's very good. Please keep that up. Okay.
Silas casts grease.
Hello.
I was just looking to see if I have like a like an aura or
any
something.
Any oil that you can rub on just to get the muscles popping.
Give me a second. Start doing like 20 burpees really quick.
Gotta get the pump it.
Just to get the abs.
Oh, that's right. Toothy, barbell. Just start deadlifting. Turn it into a gym.
Turns into a very flesh and bone looking barbell. Which you start deadlifting, and for about a minute you're just there, and yeah, you're looking jacked, Jacek.
I always look jacked.
Never mind Jacek, they're gonna call you Jacksik now.
Hey.
That is actually what I thought your name was when I first read it. Before I heard anyone pronounce it, I was like, his name is Jack with a Y. That's confusing. I'm gonna approach the group with Jacek. Excuse me, my good individuals. I have a need to speak with the valuable information for your leader.
She turns and looks to one of them. They speak in
What
their
was that?
language. You guys okay?
Yeah, a cat just causing chaos.
Knocking shit over.
Fucking
Knocking
cats.
shit over. Oh,
Right.
not a fucking cat. Look at this cute little baby. Look at
She-
this cute little baby.
Hello there, sir.
You are adorable and a menace.
They speak amongst themselves, and there's no humor at this point. They are genuinely like confused. And then the female among them is going to turn to you and go, "Are you adult, Skaketh?"
You say addled?
Yes. Are you
Not
of
me.
infirm nature?
No, I have information that I believe your queen needs to receive.
And what information would that be that you believe the God Queen Vlaakith needs from you?
Let's just say I believe it might be slightly higher than your pay grade. But I'm sure that you know the person to direct us to.
One of the other ones draws their sword and goes to step around. And he says something in their language, and she puts her hand out like on his chest and then says something to him, which it stops him moving, but it doesn't seem to calm his ire. She looks back at you and says, what I must assume to be exceptionally ignorant, small, underling, you speak with authority that is not your own. You address one of Vlaakith's chosen.
Oh, so you're allowed to say the name, but that is perfect, because that means you have access to the person I need to speak of. I'm gonna look at the Githyanki that tried to draw a sword. I'm sorry, is that how you believe superior beings operate? By resorting to violence at the slightest inconvenience? It's quite
You-
disappointing.
You will have to forgive Catan. He is one of the more calm Githyanki, but even he has his limits. While in training, he only bloodletted 17 of his kin for mere infractions. But still, he does not take kindly to his superior officers being disrespected in such a manner.
My deepest apologies. We are new here and not used to speaking with those lower on the food chain. This is a new experience for us. We merely want to speak with one who holds the authority that we do.
I'm going to have them
If-
make an
Oh!
insight check on you.
Oh!
I mean, technically, we are high-ranking officials in our...
Within our organization.
You
I
very
guess
much
I'm
are.
fucking-
You very much are, which is what I'm giving you here. I'm giving you that. You say that you are of importance where you are from. Why should that matter to us? We are the superior beings here. You are... They look you up and down, then go, questionable.
If you would like to remain the superior beings here instead of being massacred by a threat, I suggest you lead us to your queen.
They smile gently. And they bow their head. They say, of course. Please, follow us.
I'm gonna, I guess, gather everybody, make sure we
I'm
don't...
just gonna follow you. Like, I'm seeing you. Might instigate them a little bit, but you got this. J6 just gonna like have Toothy. He's gonna kind of whisper, "Is like, you know, just brass knuckles,"
Okay.
and have him ready on his like hands.
Toothy, like, you know, turns into two brass knuckles. And like they have like when the teeth overlap, they form like the raised bumps of brass knuckles, but like they are very evidently like.
I love Toothy.
And they lead you towards the skull. However, they kind of angle towards almost like if you imagine the directions we're given as being body parts, they angle towards like the closer towards like the left shoulder of the city. Until they take you to a large black building. And they gesture inside and say, several xenomancers inside will be able to take you to the gate that will lead you up to the home and palace of the God Queen herself. Is there anything else that we can do to assist you in this time?
I am unfamiliar with your names of rank. A xenomancer is where on your pecking order?
They are above Skaketh. That is all that is necessary for you to know.
Heard Skaketh a lot.
If that is what you give to the ordinary from where we're from, then I will assume we are well above them.
My deepest apologies. I will ensure they know to take great care of you.
I'm going to give a very flamboyant bow. My deepest thanks to one of the chosen of your queen.
They nod and they gesture inside this tall black building.
Can I insight check them?
Yes, you can, Talus. I'll allow that.
That probably seems wise.
Dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, they seem like they are humorous in what they're saying, but they don't really seem to have any kind of, as far as you see, they don't seem to have any kind of malefic intent.
Okay, so like they do not see us the way.
They don't buy what Leonid is saying.
Yeah.
But they do.
But they're not trying to get us killed.
Yeah, they do appear to be saying like, "Okay, cool. You want to go speak? You want to go speak to the God Queen? Go ahead, go for it."
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
As far as you can see.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Oh.
If I can find it. Where is it?
You cast Detect Thoughts. That's absolutely fine. You can. Are you probing or are you going for surface level?
Just surface level.
You get nothing.
Nothing.
Absolute zero.
Okay.
And as you do that, you see like a brief glint come from a ring on their finger.
Mm.
You
Okay.
notice that all of them appear to be wearing this same ring.
Oh, interesting.
Sleight of hand. No, not yet.
Interesting.
Arcana check on the ring?
Oh, you know it. You've seen one of them before. They're all wearing rings of mind shielding.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well then. Guess we're continuing.
We're gonna be following until we can't follow us no more, and we have to murder some people.
Well, she gestures inside the building for you, and then she turns, and
Oh yeah.
she calls into the sky. She shouts a word. It sounds like she shouts Cubelar. And
Tubular.
Cubelar. And you hear in the distance the roar of one of these red dragons as it starts to angle its way and come down towards you. It lands. Sorry, go ahead, Leonard.
Oh no, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. You want.
I was gonna ask, like, is it landing or like is that just?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's answering her call again, Leonard. I'm not going to have you roll on this. It's one thing for a dragon to allow a mortal to ride on its back in moments of dire need, but dragons don't just answer a fucking whistle call. They are intelligent, sapient creatures. But yet, she shouts the name of this dragon, and it's like, "On my way, mistress."
Damn.
Once it lands, can I speak to the dragon in Draconic?
You can.
Can I? I'll start with just like a basic greeting. I wasn't it like I forgot what the Dragonborn greeting is, but whatever that is.
The standard is like along lines of like fair winds to your wings and stuff like that. So you give this thing a greeting, and it turns its head towards you, and these burning orange eyes take in your person. And it speaks in Draconic and says, "You reek of the traitor."
I'm gonna reply. Traitor?
The one who rules from atop the mountain. He with scales of mirrors. The master of flowers.
Uh-oh.
Basically saying he can smell Bahamut's influence on you.
Ooh.
Leonard, you would know that Bahamut has principality over metallic dragons. What you're
Right,
speaking
and these are
to
chromatic.
is a chromatic dragon.
Oh, okay.
That's what you know, but I will give you a history. You can make a history check. I'll give you advantage on it, because it's to do with draconic stuff. But
That's a nat 20.
Hey, nice.
might as well roll
So-
the advantage and see if you get a nat 20 again.
I got a 3 on the second one, so that's a nat 20 for a total of 25.
On a 25, the chromatic dragons fall under the rulership of the draconic goddess Tiamat. Tiamat was once the consort of Bahamut until she was not, and now they are mortal enemies. In fact, dragons of their broods, when they meet each other, often immediately duel to the death.
I'm going to say, my pardon, I haven't had time to bathe this morning.
Oh,
It doesn't even it takes in what you say, and it's if dragons could scoff, it scoffs. And then it turns its head away from you and lowers its neck down, allowing this female Githyanki to climb on its back. She pats its neck twice and says, "To the skies," and Qbelar takes off. And these other three Githyanki disperse, leaving you in front of this tall black building.
Okay, I don't have. I'm gonna kind of whisper in, I guess, Elvish. Maybe they don't know Elvish. I might not have as much bargaining power as I might have thought. This could get more dangerous.
Well, I mean, we're already here. This is what we're at. We just need to
Oh.
find her, take her, end her, and move out.
Are we
But-
quite surprised that you weren't able to out Karen your way in?
Did you say, "Oh, Karen"?
Take me to your manager. How many times are you gonna say it?
As many times as it takes, I'm gonna walk in.
I see you're making such good use of that book I gave you.
Actually,
You walk into this black building to be met with several of these Githyanki who look like the one that came to the ship. Do the rest of you follow?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going in, yeah?
Okay. Step inside and they look over you and they're like, "What brings you here, outsiders?" One of them
alright,
approaches you again, shaved bald head, robes with these pointed shoulder pads.
what was their title again?
Xenomancer.
Xenomancer.
My good Xenomancers, we have been told that you are the next step in our journey to talk to your leader, as we have information about a threat to the very existence of your culture. We would like to move forward with this in order to prevent further destruction.
And who sent you here?
You're
someone whose
speaking.
name's not worth remembering.
I
Sorry.
believe I will need some kind of designation to understand where to correctly send you.
Last time we mentioned the name, we weren't met with the most pleasant response. So I shall use the term queen, as it seems to be fitting. That is who we need to speak to.
I understand that. I am capable of auditory function.
Oh dear God.
Are you? Because I've had to repeat myself several times, and yet here we are, standing around in the entryway.
Because
I don't
you have
believe-
not answered the question, Skaketh. Who sent you here?
We chose to come here. We are not the people who get sent. We send ourselves. We send others. We are not far from this ruler you keep mentioning. So we'd really appreciate to speak with someone with our authority, yes?
You would do well to recognize her. And then he stops. And then a look of calm comes over his face and I have just been informed of who it is that I speak to. Forgive my impudence. And then
Insight.
Roll an insight check.
definitely.
Roll an insight check.
That's not very good. Somebody do better than me, please.
25.
Thank you.
I'm not an insider. I'm just going along for the ride.
Okay, so on a 25, he seems infuriated at having to do it, but he does As far as you can see, he does seem to be genuinely like, okay, mea culpa, like, I did a boo-boo, I'm very sorry. And then he turns and he gestures towards a door and says, if you will follow me through here, I will send you where it is that you have to go.
Are we going to have to go through this all again, or can we just get to where we need to be at this point?
I can assure you, your final destination lies through these doors.
That sounds vaguely
Oh
ominous.
wow! I was gonna say that's some.
Can we make an insight check? 'Cause I
Ooh.
feel like he's throwing us into the garbage disposal.
Yeah. Trash compactor.
I have a passive insight of 28.
You do indeed?
Is there anything that stands out?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm walking.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever it is, we should be able to take care of it.
They lead you to a room, and when they open the room, there are what look like to be like almost like showers, like the shower head hanging over kind of thing, and circles beneath them, all in a row in this circular room, about 20 of them. And he walks over to a control panel and he starts tapping it with his fingers and such, and you can see the hum and glow of psionic magic around his hands. And then he says, simply stand beneath one of the teleporter arrays and we will have you transported.
Hold it right there. You want us to stand under this and trust that we will just be going to where we need to go?
Yes, that is what you have asked us to do, is it not? To send you to meet with our God Queen.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't like it either, but also, like, that is what we asked for, so...
Talos is just gonna step on the stand.
So Talos, you step on.
There's no point in wasting time, guys. Let's just go.
Faulkner will step in the one next to Talos.
Gonna look to this being as your god is not the only one that will come back and murder you if you attempt to fuck us.
I can assure you, intercourse is not something that I consider to
Fuck
be
us
something
up,
I would like
Jacek.
to pursue.
Fuck us
up!
Fuck us up!
I'm going to fuck you!
Up!
I do not
Sorry,
understand the context of this word that you use, but based on the context, I can confirm I do not intend to fuck you up.
We just have a lot of gods on our side, is all. So,
Jacek will stand on it.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you all stand there, they go back to the panel. And they put their hand like this, and then they rotate. And the panel goes from a purple as they rotate. It oscillates into a red. And then they place their hand in the middle and, they grab and then pull. And these things flare up around you. And then they... And you're all teleported. Who here has
Where?
Who here has dark vision?
Oh, I do.
all of us.
Okay, you're all able to see that you end up in a small space. The space is around about maybe like a 5 foot by 10 foot box. With like a it's kind of oblong though, so it's like straight side walls and then curved on the 5 foot ends. Inside there is simple adornments. There is a single bed. There is a bucket. And immediately you guys are met with the sound of screaming and laughter, and all the general sounds that you guys would expect to hear from a prison. And the voice of the Supreme Commander, who, as they speak into your minds from where they are, they say that you have the honor and the privilege of being addressed by Kithrak, Supreme Commander Juesa, chosen of the God Queen Vlaakith. The God Queen will see you when next she hungers and desires a meal.
Are we able to respond to this?
It is ascending, so you can certainly
yeah.
attempt if you would like.
When next she hungers, you're aware she's a lich, not a god, right?
There's no response after that. So it's ascending, so you respond. She sends, then you respond.
Yeah.
But there's no response after it. Do any of the rest of you have responses? Just to confirm, guys, you have all your weapons and shit with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Leonid will respond. We will wait patiently for an audience.
Oh, you're all in your own individual cells.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you guys would not fit in here. That is a 5 foot by 10 foot room. 2 of you could fit in here, and that's slightly comfortably.
Well done, Leonid. Well done.
Do we hear
Okay.
each other?
Nope. I'm not talking to anyone, just anyone in particular, just out loud.
The other thing you're going to notice is where you can see your, like, a single bed. Above it, there's another bed. As you're all going to have bunkies!
Uh-huh.
But who exactly are these cellmates? We'll find out next time we play. Because
No!
we're there with you guys.
I was
here for this. Let's do a
fucking
prison
literally
break
bust
and
out.
then a freaking like revolution. Let's go.
Remember
people?
when we were like we should play this safe. Oh God, no.
Honestly,
Oh, no.
honestly, the thing that had it, I was like, this is the difficult thing about Githyanki. They're so quick to be pissed. They're so quick to anger, and they'll just take out anything on anybody. So, but you know me, I'm a slave to the dice, and I rolled to see where you guys would end up. So this is what you get, and I'm very sorry about it. I'm also very uncomfortable. Well, I'm not uncomfortable. I say that wrong. I'll RP it fine, but man, being a Githyanki makes me feel all kinds of skeevy. They are not nice people.
I think that's the closest thing you can get to feeling like being an American. Tons of unearned.
I don't know, man. I've been really, 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 really drunk in questioning the authority figures in my country as of late. So, anyway, the thing that swayed it was the Supreme Commander, the Kithrak, because they are like the elite of Githyanki society. The reason they all have rings of mind shielding is because Kithrak specifically hunt mind flayers. And when you said you were above them, they looked at your hand and saw no ring, all like that. So they're like, well, obviously you're not, so you're lying. So get wrecked. Phenomenal. Thank you very much to all my players for this. I'm very much looking to playing a jailbreak. I feel like it's something that pirates need to do at least once, is a jailbreak.
It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage, it is. It's absolutely. So that is going to be, how are we all for next week?
It would be absolutely insane if we played for 4 weeks in a row.
I mean, like, we are...
I don't work, so I'm available.
Brand, what about your kind of alternating schedule? How's that?
My alternating
With your
schedule doesn't kick in yet. My alternating schedule, as soon as the alternating schedule for us starts, I will speak to my son's mum and I'll say, listen, this is how the schedule needs to go from here. So
Yeah.
that doesn't need to start until your alternating schedule needs to start. So
Okay.
I'm good either way.
Well, I'm good for this for next Friday, the 19th.
Okay, Friday the 19th of April. Jailbreak. Alright, fantastic. Thank you to everybody that came to see us. Thank you to my cast for running with the absurdity that is venturing into the Astral Sea. And thank you to everybody that came to see us today. If you like what you've seen here today, you should definitely go and check out all of our social medias. We have Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All of them at World Tree Quest. Please go and follow. I am getting better at posting on them, to be perfectly honest, so there is going to be more stuff and more activity there. Please go and check them out. Other than that, I don't really think I have anything. I've got my own personal social medias, but the only one I'm going to give you is my TikTok, Son of Asgard. I'm not doing anything on it right now because I'm a full-time dad and it's hard enough trying to plot and arrange and organise 6 campaigns, but I'm doing it. Actually, no, wait. 9 campaigns. 9 campaigns. I forgot about my home campaigns that I run as well. But I'm doing it. So you can go check me out at Son of Asgard. If you find any of my other social medias, no you didn't. My mother is an Irish Catholic. She will kill me with a frying pan. I'm going to pass over to Ruthie. Anything that you would like to plug at all?
Nope, I'm just here on Fridays.
Just here on Fridays. Dan, what about yourself?
No, I'm just here on Friday, and I need to have a photo shoot done for no related reason whatsoever.
Absolutely no related reason at all, like whatsoever. What about yourself, Gil? Anything that you would like to plug?
Yeah, as always, you can check out Loaded Dice Adventures on Mondays. That's Loaded Dice Adventures, all one word, on Twitch, 7:30 p.m. on Mondays. We have a long-standing campaign where we are currently going to be, in another heist. We're going to be heading to a dwarven city to try and steal their beloved axe so we can throw it in the Mount Doom of Forges and hope that that helps one of our paladins.
Cast it into the fire. Definitely.
So yeah, check it out.
Definitely go and check them out. They're very much worth the watch. Whenever I can get a chance to jump in and see them, it's always a great laugh. It really is. It always is a great laugh to see them play. And last but most certainly not least, Charlie, anything for you at all?
Yeah, I'm here on Fridays. I've been drawing this really cool D&D character. You probably can't see it for no reason in particular, but just kind of working.
I too find myself drawing D&D characters, but they're mostly just stick men with slightly more detailed sticks.
We call that line art.
That's where this is right now.
But if that's everything from my cast, that's everything from me. So thanks for coming to see us, guys. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch. With me today, we've had my lovely cast. We've had Ruthless Rogue, we've had Big Gilly Styles, we've had Just Dan, and we've had Charlie 182.0. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. Gith Yankee really are fucking scummy. Also, don't pull a finny. Real estate pulling a finny could have been quite handy in this situation. Good night, folks. Good night.